Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. I am going to get us something to eat. I need to go buy groceries, but I worked yesterday, and then lately my right foot has been hurting, and I have this edema as it is, and having to work with it has not been easy. The reason I do the job that I do is because of it. I have to be able to go home, elevate my legs. Well, this time it's the foot, and I had broken that foot when I was 35, I think, and I was just walking to put something. I mentioned this recently. I was walking to put trash in one of those big things, dumpsters. It's back in the 90s, I think, actually. And my toes just kind of hit something, and it made it go backwards or something. The toes go back underneath, go backwards. It broke the foot, and I saw a doctor, and the doctor said, "There's no such thing to fix that, so you just have to walk it off." Literally, I walked it off by my little car I had back then. It broke down on me. I was a career student back then. Broke down on me while I was driving to university, and it was in an area. It was back in the day when we didn't have cell phones. Oh man, well, I didn't have mine until 2002. But I think before that, my dad always had them, and I remember there were only for people like he was on kidney dialysis, and he had to drive himself, so he was allowed to have a cell phone. Emergency reasons, and of course police officers and such. But anyway, so I had broken it, and then I saw this podiatrist last year, and she was saying, "Did you know?" She was all excited, man. She was all excited. She said, "Did you know that you have a broken foot?" I said, and I answered. She had trainees around her, not interns, but I guess there would be externs, that they call them sometimes. Anyway. I said, "Yeah," and he told me to walk it off, and I did. That was back when I was 35. I'm 60 now. And she was so upset because there went all the money she was going to make. Because when they were making me wait, I read the posters, and that's what she does. See this Tesla? Adam said they're Tesla Model Y. I have seen so many lately. I mean, it's like we were joking that about it, just seeing so many of them. Oh my goodness, it's like everybody's buying them because they're less expensive now or something. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm worried about the foot. Because it started hurting again. Now I had gained this weight. Just all of a sudden, remember last year, this is how this all got started. All of a sudden, I was just gained the weight. Still hasn't gone away. I take 2 diuretics a day. And apparently, it's part of my health condition. I keep wanting to say original, but which it is. But my original and rare health condition. And it just, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'm taking a break from worrying about the health. I take my medications like I'm supposed to, but I'm not doing all of it. I'm just not going to focus on it. It's been too much. I have become so overwhelmed with such, So I'm doing these jobs. The only thing that's making me want to continue, I think the gas is $2.99 now, is that gives me. I don't have much hope. I got despondent, and just for that word is just too strong for me. I'm not very dramatic, but the only thing that really keeps me, okay, is because it's somewhat interesting. It's interesting to me as a sociologist. My master's degree is in sociology. To see all the things that I see doing these deliveries, food deliveries, and all the things I can figure out. My brain has to have something to figure out. It has to be analytical, or I just get like, oh, because it's not about the money. It's about proving to the government. I've gone through all that stuff. And just recently, I learned that some of the stuff a year now, they didn't tell me. I just learned some, when was it? Earlier this month or last month? This is May 18th. At the end of last month. They've never told me all these times, you know, and about this insurance. And that's just, you know, if you don't know the questions, it's one of those, it's not just that place, it's several. I've seen it several times in my life since I was young. That you don't know the questions to ask. They do because they work for them. But how are you going to ask the questions if you don't know the questions to ask? I mean, I think many people probably have experienced that. They know how it goes. It really, you have to know somebody who's done this before or whatever. You somehow have to have somebody who's been through the system. The first time that Adam and I experienced it, that we were really shocked by it, it was at a college in Florida. We were like, we would have never known that. Yeah, I think I found it by accident. We would have never even known to ask that question. So, you know, we learned then, yeah. Okay, I was kind of all over the place with that, but hey, yeah. And that's how my life feels. It's kind of all over the place, kind of literally, in fact. But yeah, you know, with what I'm going through right now, I would have never known to ask that question. In fact, it would have been the one that they should have answered the very first time I called, right when I called, and told me the details to it, and didn't. God, you know, I'm so tired of some of these stuff. You know, different places. Even there's another one. They're very suspicious. I've been called by scammers, and then that first one warned me too, because I told them. They warned me, watch out for them. They're out like crazy right now. Okay, couldn't make up my mind what to get. I asked Adam what he wanted. He goes, I don't know. And then it was before I left, and I asked him again as I left. I said, and he said the same thing. I don't know. I said, okay, well, I'm going to order you. I'm going to get you some I don't knows. And that's what I did. Because they have 3 different types of patty melts here. Burger King, so I got one of each. I don't know. Yeah, I just got the sandwiches. But anyway, you know, as I live, you know, here I've been doing these deliveries, and most of them, I should really keep saying this about life in general, but most of these, as far as delivering, most of them are just easy. And just go get it and drop it off, okay? There's no stories or behind any of it, you know, it's just the basic thing. You know, you should expect. You just pick them up at the restaurant and drop them off at the person's house or hand them to them or whatever. But there's the ones that stand out are the ones that I talk about, and, you know, as I've jokingly said before, life in Narcissismville. There's no such place as Narcissismville except in my mind, you know, but this... You know, I have stories about people being very narcissistic, like, or just jerks, really. You know, like one time, a woman ordered, and I didn't know what it was that she ordered at the time. It was real bad traffic and all this stuff. And Adam was with me. And I didn't even bother, but I got to the place. She ordered something, got to the place, and it was a banana split. Okay, in Texas, ordering a banana split to be delivered is just a little bit bonkers on the first. You need to be there in Texas to eat it there if you're going to have this kind of attitude that she did. But anyway, Adam was with me. I didn't even know. I accidentally clicked on it. I said, well, I might as well do it, you know. And I didn't even look at the details or any of that. My bad. My real bad. And as I'm driving down the road, you know, going toward where it was to pick it up, or no, I was just leaving from there, and I told even the woman working at the restaurant, she said, this is weird. She said, somebody ordering like this, you know. And then when I got out, I looked, saw where it was going, because you don't really know until after you pick it up. And I'm like, whoa. like I said, everything had happened so fast that I didn't get all that I needed to know, because I would have canceled that one right off the bat. Yeah, I keep forgetting that I can cancel. I've canceled one. It's what it says now. One. One. Oh, and anyway, I don't even know what that one was. But it was probably like an add-on or something. But anyway, the woman as I was leaving, I said, oh, well, you know, I did it. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, I made the mistake. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm driving down the road, you know. It was going to be far. And I'm like, why would somebody order a banana split to go that far? Well, anyway, she sent me a text. And the customer sent me a text. And it said that if I get there and drop it off to her and it's melted, then I'm going to be taking it back to the store. She called it a store. I make that mistake every once in a while, but I guess you restaurant, really. And I said, oh, no, you don't. Nobody's going to speak to me that way. And she's out of her mind if she thinks I'm going to go back to the store for her. So I called I had to pull off the road. The traffic was so bad, and they changed everything. You can't call them, or not you can, but everything was such a mess with their app. And so I called the woman, and she said, no, you don't have to take it back to the store. I said, I know, I wouldn't do it anyway. And I meant it. There is no way in Texas somebody's going to order a banana split, and she knew where she was ordering from. And it was like 30 minutes away, and expect none of it to be melted. Well, she thinks I have a refrigerator, freezer, or something in here. I mean, be stupid. She wasn't stupid. She had my personal belief, and I listened to myself. You know, genius IQ. I trust myself because I had over 20 years as a career student in psychology and sociology, taught at college and university. I trust myself. And she was on a power kick. So anyway, the woman I called, I'm talking about the customer. The woman I called, she, you know, her support, she was like, she couldn't believe it either that somebody would say such a thing. So anyway, I think that she she probably has done something like that before. And from what I understand, you can lose your account, you know, if you're doing, you know, being, I don't know, a customer. Okay. Anyway, I didn't finish that. You know, being a customer that's doing some whatever, you know, just like that. That's stupid. Okay. And I was thinking, this woman, she ordered it. Maybe she's bound to know what's gonna happen. I did have it in one of those thermal things, but that's not gonna keep something from melting. And as it is, that, you know, the support, they said, you know, you can just go ahead and eat it yourself. And that's all it was a banana split. And Adam ate it. You know, I can't eat all that. And he ate it. He opened it up. He said, it's melted. That wasn't that long. Okay. You know, and so anyway, but, you know, people like that, dealing with things like that, you know, those are the ones I talk about. Is the ones where the person is obviously off the rocker, or just having a power trip. And she, like I was saying, she probably has done something like that before. I would think so. That's what my spidey sense is. I like that term too. You know, to use it that way. My spidey sense said, yeah, you know, this woman, she's up to, she's just doing stuff like that. It could have been a kid. You never know. And but yeah, I think that's where I was, you know, talking about, you know, some people can lose their account if they're doing something like that, or like some people call tip baiting, you know, or they're sending them off to some address that there is no such thing, or they try the thing of, you know, being one place and then calling the driver and say, no, I need you to deliver it to here where I am, you know, this kind of thing. You know, they keep doing weird things like that. No. But anyway, what I was originally going to talk about, and that part of it, was when I was leaving my home, you know, how I usually go the same route to get out. Right at the end of it, you know, I was to turn. I turned to the left. Nobody was around, turned to the left. Well, a car a delivery car. It actually had something on the top, but when I looked at it, it didn't seem like anything, you know, the light on the top. But they pulled to the other side. They pulled to my side of the road. They were coming the other direction. Pulled to my side of the road to park right in front of me. I was turning in there, and he just parked. He went ahead and rushed to pull right in front of me. There was parking on his side. You know, he parked on the wrong side of the road. Okay, you're not supposed to park on the opposite side of the road. Anyway, he did it right in front of me. I mean, it was like, I'm turning, I could hit you, but he made sure he got fast enough so he could do that. Because he was in a hurry, you know? He's a delivery person. Not all delivery people act like that, I don't. But, and he was in, of course, one of those gray cars. Like I said, the light on the top, I don't know. It seemed fake. Okay. I don't know. Some of the stories, you know, like I say, they're okay. You know, most of my situations, no, like I said, no story. Okay, there was a young woman standing there, and that's why I turned it off. And she looked like she was in her pajamas. It's at 1 o'clock exactly, 1 p.m. And she looked like she was in her pajamas. Okay, at the light, walking. Yeah, trying to cross the street, and it's a very busy street. But anyway, so where was I? It was all of this, all of it. But I really, my hurt foot is from pressing on the, you know, gas and the pedals too much driving. I really don't think it's so much from walking, and actually walking helps, just like it did originally when I broke the foot. Broke down, had to walk a lot, fixed it. I was wearing nursing shoes at the time as it was. Back then they called them nursing shoes. I just went yesterday, got myself some, I have so many shoes now. I never was a shoe person. But went and bought myself some Skechers. They have Skechers outlets, or the guy said it's the outlets and it's a warehouse. Used to be a Tuesday morning. Real nice one, but I don't know what happened to it. Okay, as you can tell, I was losing my voices all the time. But, yeah, I'm kind of really tired. I don't see this as me making enough money. I checked the other day, and it was like $1,200 this whole year. Today's May 18th. And a lot of it is the weather, my feet, the really bad, of course, the storms. You know, I am not about to go out in 45 mile per hour wind in an SUV, and storms and lightning. You know, that one time I got caught in lightning, and another time it was just drizzling, and I hydroplaned. And no, I mean, I wasn't expecting either one of those 2 times. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not, what for, and the way the orders are coming in now, the offers are so bad. $2 for 20 miles, not happening, didn't happen. Nothing like that is going to happen. No. That logically it doesn't make any sense, and for my brain, nope, not playing. And that's what I keep saying these days, not playing. But you know, I've got to find out more. And I somehow have to figure out the questions to ask this time before I do anything. I might just, because what I found out was about the whole thing about just paying for it myself was different. They should have told me that the first time I called, because it's not about the money to me. But now they added in all these, there's some complications. Did I mention I live in Texas? Okay, yeah, there's some complications even paying for it myself. No. They never told me the very, very, very first time when I called last year. They should have been telling me that stuff. But you got to know the questions to ask so they can give you the answers. I'm not really needing to ask questions. You should be telling me the truth and telling me how it works. Not making somebody try to figure out some questions to ask. They didn't say that. They didn't say that, and another one didn't say that. That one in Florida, but here in Texas, you know, which something was going, it's a Texas state thing, whatever. they basically said, well, you have to tell us. I said, why? How am I going to tell you when I don't know what it is? I mean, seriously, I'm extremely logical. And it was, I don't know how many years ago, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And they seem to enjoy it. You know, the people who enjoy when other people have misfortune, or you know, when a person is trying to get an answer, and they don't want to. They get a kick out of that. Yeah, you know that type. And it was bad. And then now I found some information about that. And since 2020 and all that, it all seems like a scam now. And like I said, this one place, I told them about what's going on. They said, yeah, you got to watch those scams. Well, when it's supposed to be this and it's like a scam, what the crap? You know, who can you trust?